Okay, hello everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Okay, so let's talk about what's called a conditional operator or a ternary operator. All right, so I'm going to create an if statement, and then I'm going to show how we can write that same if statement with a ternary operator and see its benefits and how powerful it can be. So with the if statement, I'm going to write it in such a way that it's going to test on a number to see if that number is less than 18. If it's less than 18, we're going to print out the message, you're under 18. Else, we are going to print out the message, you're 18 or above, right? If you're not less than 18, that means you're 18 or above. So if statement, before that, I'm going to create a variable on top of this. I'm going to call it age. It's going to be an int, and age is going to, well, I'm going to call it user age. That's going to be the age that we're going to test on. I'm going to store the number 14 inside of it for now. So in the if statement, I'm going to say if user age is less than 18, then let's display a message, system.out.println, saying that you're under 18. Else, then let's display a message saying that, I'm going to copy this, paste it here, you're over 18. All right, so when I compile this and I run, it's going to test user age, which is 14, and it says you're under 18. When I change 14 to, let's say, 55, compile, and I run, it says you're over 18, right? Or let's say you're, because this actually means you're, when you're not less than 18, you're either 18 or above, right? So let's say you're 18 or above. Okay, so 55, you're 18 or above. In this case, you're above. But if the user age is 18, for example, compile and run, you're 18 or above, right? Because yeah, you're 18. This is just only, this side is only just, it's just when the user age is less than 18. All right, so this is the if structure for a logic like this. So the ternary operator helps us do the same structure on one single line. And it requires 3 operands. The reason why it's a ternary operator is because it requires 3 operands. But it has 2 operators, all right? The question mark and the colon. So I'm going to comment out this. I think it's a command /. I'm going to comment out this structure, except the user age, because we're going to need it in this same structure we are going to create over here. On one line, we are going to create the same thing. So it has a question mark and a colon, and you can separate them. I like to separate mine just to have some space around it. But the first part, which is the question mark, on the left side of the question mark is your Boolean expression. Okay, you don't type the if or anything like that. It's just your Boolean expression. User age is less than 18. On the left side of the question mark. So we are asking a question. It's just like in English class when you're writing a question, you add a question mark at the end of it. So we're asking, is user age less than 18? Okay, now this entire conditional operator or ternary operator will result in the value when this is true, and it will result in the value when this is false. So when user age is less than 18, what should the value of this entire conditional operator have? I want it to have this string, you're under 18. Okay, I want it to have this string. All right, and then so what I forgot to mention is, so when this is true, when this Boolean expression is true, what the value that it should have. So basically, when this is true, on the left side of the colon, okay, is the value that this entire conditional operator should have, right? When this is true, you type what value, the value that this conditional operator should have on the left side of the colon. That's what I meant to say, all right? When this entire expression is true, okay, when this Boolean expression is true, the value that this entire conditional operator should have should go on the left side of the colon, and the value that it should have when this entire Boolean expression is false should go on the right side. In this case, it's you're 18 or above. Copy this and paste it. I'm going to put quotations around it. And then a semicolon, right? So you can put spaces around these operators if you want. But it's 2 things. Question mark, okay, on the left side of the question mark is where your Boolean expression goes. User age is less than 18. If it's true, this entire Boolean expression, this entire conditional operator is going to have a value. And the value that it should have when this Boolean expression is true goes on the left side of the colon, and the value that it should have goes on the right side of the colon. When I try to run this, it's going to be an error, right? When I compile this, it's saying it's not a statement. That's because we've written this condition. We're saying, okay, if this is less than 18, then the value of this entire conditional expression is you're under 18. when this Boolean expression is false, then the value that this entire conditional statement should have is you're 18 or above. But we're not doing anything with it. It has a value. We're not doing anything with it. It's going to result into either two of these values based on whether this Boolean expression is true or false. It's going to either be, the value is either going to be under 18 or you're 18 or above. But we need to do something with the value. We can print it out. We can print out this entire expression. So system.out.println, we can print out the value, okay, that results from this entire statement. Okay, if this is true, then the value of this entire statement is what's on the left side of the colon, you're under 18. If this is false, then the value of this entire statement is going to be what's on the right side of the colon, which is your 18 or above. So when I compile this and I run, it says you're 18 or above. Okay, it's doing the same thing. This entire logic here, it's checking all of it in one line. When I change the value of user age, let's say 1, compile, run, it says you're under 18. When I change it to 100, compile and run, it says you're 18 or above. All right, so we can also do this with numbers, right? So I'm going to delete this line here, and then let's come up with another example. I'm going to create a variable. I'm going to say, let's say answer. It's going to be an int. I'm going to call it answer. So int answer, and I'm going to not initialize it. I'm just going to declare it, and I'm going to create a conditional operator or expression here. So question mark and a colon, my question mark will be something like this. If, oh no, so sorry, no if, sorry, I was thinking of something else. So let's say user age, let's see. Let's just stick with this same example. So user age less than 18. If this is true, then the value of this entire expression should go on the left side of the colon. I'm going to say then answer, right? Sorry. The answer, okay, later on we're going to store the value in the variable. So that's why I want to show you this variation. So the value of this entire expression, when user age is less than 18, I want it to be the number 1. And the value of this entire expression, when user age is not less than 18, or when it's false, I want it to be the value 0. I'm going to terminate it. So again, this is going to result in a value of 1 or 0. Based on whether this is true or false. So when this is true, then the value of this entire expression, when this user age is less than 18 is true, then the value of this entire expression is 1. When this user age is less than 18 is false, then the value of this entire expression is 0. So we know it's going to result in a value. When we try to run this, it's going to give us an error saying it's not a statement because we have a value here, but we are not doing anything with it. We can store that value in a variable. So we can set answer to be equal to whatever value this entire statement resulted to. We know it's going to result in a value. So when I compile this, the value of it is going to be stored in answer. I can do whatever I want with it in answer. I can use it in calculations or I can print it out. Okay, if user age is less than 18, then the value of this entire expression here is going to be 1. If user age is not less than 18, then the value of this entire expression is what's on the right side of the colon, which is 0. And it's going to have a value. If you don't do anything with it, you're going to get an error. You can print it out like we saw in the previous example using strings, and we can store it in a value like this too. So now we can use a system.out.print statement, a println statement, and then we can print out whatever is stored in answer. So compile and then run, and it says 0. It's saying 0 because user age, which is 100, is not less than 18. So when this is false, when this Boolean expression is false, the value of this entire conditional expression here is going to be on what's on the right side of the colon over here. If this is true, let's change this to, let's say, 7, compile, and then run. It's printing out 1. It's checking this Boolean expression. User age is less than 18. 7, which is user age, is less than 18. So it's true. So if it's true, then then the value of this entire conditional operator is going to be on what's on the left side of the colon. Okay, so the value of this entire expression is going to be 1, and we are showing 1 in answer and printing out answer. That's why it's printing out 1. So I know it can be a bit confusing, but it's very easy to use, and it can be very powerful too. We can create entire if else conditions using the ternary operator on one line. I personally think it's very powerful. So you can use it in your programs to make things look cleaner, I guess. But you can also mix them with if else statement, and it's really a powerful tool to have. All right, so I know I was talking a bit fast. That's because I'm trying to get out of the library. Our school library is closed, but I hope that I was able to explain it well enough for you to understand. If you don't understand anything and you have questions, please comment down below, and I'll do everything to respond to them. Thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time with the next video. All right then, bye-bye. I don't know if you can hear the bell. That's the bell for the library, so I think I finished at the right time. It's 4:32 here. It closes at 4:30. Anyway, thank you very much. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time with the next video. All right then, bye-bye.